It all starts here.
This is Roland Hagenberg with an update on my latest projects. Time to celebrate. Austrian sculptor Jos Pirkner designed a new headquarter of Red Bull near Salzburg. So in September, the energy drink manufacturer invited 300 guests to a lavish reception party. I had the honor to not only give a commencement speech, but also to contribute photographs and an essay to Pirkner's new book, which features his paintings, sculptures and architecture.
Old and young.
Before the party started, a selected few took off to the airs in the original and restored airplane of late Yugoslavian ruler Josip Broz Tito. From above, two volcanoes are clearly visible. Pirkner integrated them in his headquarter design to symbolize pure energy. So do the 14 giant bulls made of bronze which storm out of the building. They make up the biggest contemporary sculpture in Europe. When publisher and producer Peter Feyerabend visited my friend Michel Donner in New York, she recommended me as a writer. And that's how I ended up on stage and became a friend of Jos. And then it was time to fly to Hong Kong.
My God, it's the first time rain.
Not the best weather condition for an opening, but on the other hand a perfect November mood for my black and white photographs of artists in New York during the 80s. And now we were waiting at Sins in Fine Art for guests to come.
Hi, nice to meet you. There's a piece of Hong Kong we don't know so well, which I'm sure is a little bit like the New York of the 80s.
My Basquiat images have been published in numerous museum and auction catalogues and were also featured in a documentary for the Museum of Modern Art in Paris. This time, Sinsin published an exquisite linen-bound catalogue.
J'ai choisi cette photo parce que pendant les années où Basquiat vivait à New York.
Champagne, caviar, I forgot what.
The photographs are on view until January, so if you have time, please stop by and enjoy the show. Hold the Mirror Up to Nature was the name of a group exhibition in Tokyo's Ginza district, where architect Terunobu Fujimori and I presented our stork house that we built in Riding, birthplace of composer Franz Liszt. The show was curated by Toshio Shimizu. And after the opening, it was again time to celebrate. Schnauzi! Die Verschollung, hast du gesagt, ist 125? Back to Austria to prepare the setup for two sculptures. A giant birdman by Swiss artist Karl Mayer and a sculptural shelter by architect Hiroshi Hara, all part of my art project in Riding, 1 hour south of Vienna. The truck traveled 1,000 kilometers through Europe, the metal sculpture on top. Hara calls his shelter Drei Wanderer, which means three travelers, a reference to T.S. Eliot's poem The Wasteland. It is a symbol of welcome and commemorates an important event that took place 30 years ago, only a few kilometers nearby. The coming down of the Iron Curtain that had separated Europe. vollgepackt. Ich habe selber fast keinen Sitz mehr bekommen. Und danke fürs Kommen. Special guest speaker for the opening was former High Commissioner of the European Union, Ambassador Dr. Wolfgang Petritsch. He had negotiated the peace agreement during the Kosovo conflict.
Impulse geben, damit auch Dörfer entdecken, was sie haben, welches Potenzial sie besitzen und wie man die dann verbindet, eben in dem Fall mit japanischen Star-Architekten. Das hat mich wirklich sehr, sehr beeinflusst und in meiner Bewunderung, Roland, und bin froh, dass ich jetzt endlich in meinem Alter hierher zum ersten Mal nach Leiding gekommen bin. Ich bin mir zwar viel
A replica of Drei Wanderer will be built next year in Japan, where a model is currently on view. Here, Hara introduced me to a big hero of mine, Nobel Prize-winning writer Kenzaburo Oe.